my beautiful pretties, welcome back to another fantastic video. Mine's Cannon and welcome back to Canon EOS 650. This is literally the last lot of rolls of original Wolfen that I will be shooting with for this year. Was shot with the 35-70. The last time you saw this lens was with the Canon, with the Kodak Gold rolls, which ended up with some lens flare, which is interesting. Of course, we may not even get lens flare with this, but we're going to take a look at some of the raw files of this lens. And yeah, see if we end up with some lens flaring like we did in the Kodak Gold. This is the 35-70. Is an interesting lens, shot with original Wolfen with the Canon 650, which is the only other camera that I have. Of course, we will have other Canon cameras in the future, but so far it's the Canon 650. I mean, it's not really a pro camera like other EOS cameras that came after the original 650. But of course, as of I'm recording this, Un54 released the second edition of, well, Un54 2 got released, so we'll be shooting that instead of the first edition in August, along with Pan 200, but we don't even know if we'll end up shooting any of these films because the weather decided to change on us. When we were supposed to have sun, now we're just going to have rain, which 100 ISO, not very good in the rain. So, unless we can push the film a little bit to get some contrast, but I don't know, it's going to be awful. Let's go over and take a look at the raw files. Right, so welcome back. So we are in our folder here. This is the Canon 650, plus this is the fourth roll that we shot with the 35-70mm. So we're going to take a look at some of the images. As you can see, we don't actually have the artifacts that we ended up with. Of course, this is where they were actually fixing the wall this day. This was shot on the 20th of May 2025, and you can see that they were fixing the wall this day. But we don't have the artifact that we got during the Kodak Gold. Yeah, for some strange reason we haven't seen. Unless I haven't actually shot straight into the actual sun. I love this shot of Dante laying down. This is one of the many shots of Dante that I will actually turn into a print. And then we did this, which looks a lot better than what the original looked like. And you've got some more shots of Dante. Some of these are just blurry because shooting Dante 125 shutter speed or 180th maybe. I shot one of the two. Wasn't 100% fantastic, as you've got some blur here. Actually, this is what you saw on my socials, and then you've got more pictures of Dante here, of course, because it's all Dante, this roll. Way before the holiday in June. And this is when Dante wanted to go home because he didn't like it staying out too long because of course it was hot. And there it is, that's the end of the roll. Of course we will change the dates and all of that to the 20th of May in the next bit. So there are only a couple of photos in this roll that I like, and you will see most of them at the end of the video. Of course, like I said in the beginning, Harman Technologies, which created Ilford Delta 100 and Kentmere, created Harman Phoenix 2. Of course, Kentmere Pan 200 will also be shot at some point, but you know, I don't even know if I'll be shooting Kentmere Pan 100 this month, because of course the weather is a bit meh. So we are going into my Lightroom and Lightroom Classic, and we will take a look at some of these photos, edit them, change the dates, make sure that it's got the actual camera and lenses used, which is 35-70, and yeah, see you in a bit. to only a couple of shots. So these are the photos that I like, that I will print. So I managed to cut it down to only a couple of photos that are decent. Well, 11 photos that are decent. So here we are. This is the first shot of Dante here, looking at the building work. I kind of like that. It was quite funny. Again, looking at it to the left, which of course you can't see, but both of these images are pretty funny to me. And then again, looking at the building work. And of course, Dante on the hill is definitely one of those photos that I would love to print. And Dante looking like, oh, I've gone and messed up here, please save me. And then of course we've got the building, well, the little hut that's there. And then you've got Dante there, which unfortunately, because it's still a pretty decent in the shadow shot there. And then a bit further out, which is at 35, by the way, 35mm. I can tell by looking that it's the 35, not the 70 that this is shot at. And then Dante at the end of the roll there. Of course, managed to cut it down to 11. These will be shown at the end and of the video. And it will be all those photos are in here, which is basically all the photos that you've seen in previous videos. Of course, my shorts, as well as other on my socials. All of those photos have made it onto here. It's all jumbled up, as you can tell, but they're all in here. Every single one of the shots that we've shot over the year, well, over the couple of months, all of these photos will be turned into prints when I have the funds for it. Yeah, so of course you can see the end of the roll here. Dante is there. We've got Dante sitting here, which is one of the shots that you saw. Actually, that is not one. That's the next episode. But yeah, there you go. That's one of from the 35 to 70. But yeah, they're all in here. All of the photos that we took and you've seen so far that I've sent off to the lab and cut down to some of my favourites. They're all here. Like, yeah, there's Dante lying down, and then previously one of the best shots I took of Dante's portraiture with this film. But yeah, it's just hit and miss with all well, so I might not actually shoot that in the future. But of course, I need to shoot it with 10, so we will be shooting in next year. But gold will be continued to be shot way after next year. Yeah, every single shot that we've done so far this year. So, thanks so much for watching. Of course, this is original Wolfen Un54, shot with the Canon 650 with the 35-70. You know, it's pretty decent film. Shots, of course, the slower shutter speeds, it kind of was hard to get it focused, but we managed it when Dante stays still long enough for it to work, and we've cut it down to 11 shots that I want to keep and get to print, and you will see those at the end of this video. So thanks so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and of course check out the photos at the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Call me a best friend.